Epitaph Scroll, Werewolf Siege. It has been some time since the cannons on the airship had stopped their attack on the manor. The only sounds that now permeates the air is the whirling of the engines of the airships that loom outside the manor. The ships that started at 6 have now turned to 11, arriving a short time after the airship that tried to infiltrate the east side of the manor was brought down. Hanging in the skies like sentinels watching and waiting. The crews at the constant ready on the decks, tending to sails and riggings, making appropriate adjustments to cannon alignment. All working together in a silent unison. Several times I stood on the turret watching the goings-on aboard the ships. More than one of the wolves would stop to gaze back upon me as I looked on. One of the more brazen riflemen even attempted a shot in my direction, only to be beat down by the quartermaster. The wolf cub that had come to the gates had long departed. Delivering a message of surrender, he left with a warning to his captain that his feeble attempt to gain an easy end to this conflict was nothing more than an insult. His captain's message came in the form of 100 gargoyles ripping a ship from the air with the ease of breaking a twig. The wolves put up a valiant fight, but to no avail. Under my orders, the wolves were not to be harmed as the gargoyles tore the ship apart. The wolves clawing and biting at the gargoyles with all the ferocity they are known for. But for all of their efforts, they were ignored by the gargoyles as nothing more than mere bothersome insects. Not even a scratch or a plume of dust being rendered from the stone creatures. It took only moments for the wolves to start abandoning ship as it started its descent into the great cavern that surrounds the manor. I stood, watching as the gargoyles rained pieces of the ship from the sky to the ground, plumes of black smoke rising up from the ship and leaving tendrils as it started to burn. All the wolves escaped relatively unharmed, jumping from the vessel to the dirt and being picked up by other hovering aircraft. Every last one of the crew survived the onslaught, save one, the captain. I had to admire his determination. His sheer will and sense of honor. Dressed in a red captain's coat, fighting with all his being to keep the gargoyles at bay. One hand on the wheel of his ship, the other clutching his cutlass, dodging his attackers, thrusting his sword in their direction, knowing it would do nothing to aid him. His attackers merely trying to wrest his grip from the wheel long enough to throw him overboard before it was too late. He was inclined to have it another way. Like any good captain, he was to go down with his ship. A ship that had no doubt served him well. Felt like a home and a lover to him. The bond between him and his ship on a romanticized level. It being an extension of him, his lifeblood pouring into its wood and metal structure. He giving it his very essence and it never leaving him disappointed. In any other instance, the gargoyles would have merely ripped his arm from its socket, knowing that a wolf of his caliber would easily grow a new appendage. But it was under my orders that no such deed would happen. The gargoyles could have easily overpowered him, but I feel they understood his sense of honor as I did. He was no mere lapdog. His was a station that was not easy to attain, and it would be near impossible to strip him of it. I know nothing of how these wolves' chain of command works, or the tests and trials one must go through to attain such a rank. But that wolf, the captain of an airship, had more than proven himself worthy of the title. Letting out a thunderous howl, he managed to throw one of the gargoyles through the main window of the control room. The gargoyle, merely spreading its wings, flew back up to continue with the evacuation. I could see the toll all of this was taking on the captain. Going to one knee, the gargoyles started to close on him. Knowing they were able to actually fatigue a werewolf, they started moving in. That is when I intervened, letting the mere word, "stop," escape on my breath was enough. Not even loud enough for any to hear except the gargoyles. They stood with their heads turned in my direction, stone faces with no expression. Dark sockets where the eyes should be. Turned, waiting for the next order to be rendered. He deserves his honor. Let him go down with his ship." At that, the gargoyles departed the ship and made way back to the manor, flying back to their post or back to the catacombs below the manor that they call home. The captain, regaining his feet, stood and upon straightening his coat, turned his gaze in my direction. Knowing the hearing that werewolves possess, I knew he heard what I had just said as easily as the gargoyles. Straightening, he locked his gaze with mine. In that moment, I didn't see the wolf that had dropped from the sky to threaten my manor and family. No, I saw the formidable adversary that had given his very life to his cause. Long after him, I know the wolves would be telling the tales of his bravery. In the final moments, he raised his sword in a gentleman's salute, one that is only given to worthy adversaries. I grasped the hilt of Death's Stabber, and raising my sword, returned the honor to one whose fight was over. The ship, on its descent into the chasm around the manor, skimmed its bottom on the edge, creating a horrible chorus of splintering wood, breaking glass, and twisting metal. But even that was not loud enough to drown out what happened after that. As the nose of the ship started sinking into the chasm, the captain, standing tall, began a long howl. A howl that was met from the other airships in chorus. Upon that, the gargoyles started their own honorable farewell to him. The airship went down into the abyss on a chorus of comrades and respected foes.
I must say that you could not have honored that captain any better. His destiny was set as soon as he assumed the position of captain of that vessel.
He fought bravely and with a certain degree of honor, even if he was a pirate. He will now be a legend in his pack.
It will stand as a reminder to the rest of his crew.
Indeed.
So where are we going?
To the Blood Baroness's torture gallery. We have a guest there that we need answers from.
I hate to think that there is a torture gallery in this manor. I know that it is not of your design, but I can only imagine what screams came from that place during the reign of the Baroness of Blood.
Obviously, we do not use it, but it is the only place we can put our guest that has adequate security. The gargoyles are enough to handle him, but we would rather not risk him slipping away.
Yes. A werewolf running loose could cause problems.
There is one other thing.
What's that?
The manor still has many secrets. The torture gallery is unique as it has a strange ability to keep the inhabitants restrained by unknown means.
I'm not sure I follow you.
The torture gallery can strip you of will. It can break your mind and subdue any talent you may have. It is created to function without a dungeon keeper. Using the residual life force as a beacon, it administers torture to a precision of whatever it is held.
Will it have that effect on us? Just going in there, are we in danger of this?
No.
We are not being held captive.
Gargoyle, keep watch on him. I am unaware of what will happen.
What is that around his neck?
A collar. If he tries to change, it will kill him. Professor, while I am not fond of the tactic, we have to be cautious. In the trunk the wordsmith left us, there was a unique crystal that subdues transformational magic. We took the liberty of fastening it to his collar.
I can feel the sorrow in his spirit. It is as if he has suffered a great tragedy.
I just want this to be over so I can start studying his blood.
I should kill you for taking my blood.
He's awake.
Yes, he woke up not long after they brought him here. What is your name?
Please, tell us your name. We won't hurt you. If anything, we will try to help.
He must be shy.
I will die first.
Why? Have we put you in a position to where you should kill yourself?
I could change this instant and end myself. That is what this collar is for.
Then do it.
Epitaph, wait!
Professor, just listen.
I cannot.
Cannot what? Kill yourself?
I cannot change.
He's lying.
Maybe I am. Maybe that's what I want you to think. Release me. Then you will truly find out. What do you have to lose? These gargoyles are your slaves after all. They'll surely protect you.
Is that what you want? For me to let you go? Fine. Release him.
What? This is...
Professor, he knows what he is doing.
Of course. Forgive me.
Bold talk from the likes of you.
If I let you go, will you talk to me? Tell me what it is that you seek here? What about that seal on your arm?
Do not look upon it. You are not privileged enough to even want seeing it.
The feeling is coming back. That seal is...
My love?
There's something familiar and yet wrong about that seal. It's a symbol of slavery, isn't it?
You couldn't even fathom the seal witch.
You got brass, Wolf. Keep in mind, the most dangerous presence in this gallery is Lady Epitaph herself.
I feel as if I've seen it before. Tell me, who is your master?
Curse your Hoskins, witch. Kill me already, you fools.
These wolves are pirates and scoundrelous cur. We should let the torture gallery have his way with him while we take some time to think, my lady. Unfortunately, Wolf, you are at our mercy. And it is wearing thin the more you encroach upon our patience. We are trying to preserve lives in this struggle, don't you see?
That seal.
You are nothing but obstacles to the sky werewolves. A paw print in the soil of our conquest. My kin who've died valiantly shall be avenged. We shall take this manor, and you will die. Nothing more is to be said.
Is that what your ancestors would say?
You know nothing.
Then tell us. We will not resolve anything like this. You are enslaved. We can help. No more blood may be shed this night if only you can cooperate.
Nothing is to be said. We have invaded your manor, and we shall have it at all costs. Nothing more.
He's hiding something.
Of course, Professor. Listen closely, Wolf. You will be solely responsible for the death of your entire fleet if I give my order to release the full venomance of our manor. Your master has hell to pay, and we only seek to bring freedom to the lands. A renaissance is at hand, Werewolf. A real renaissance. And it starts when those closest to us open up their eyes. I do not care to harm your pack. You have endangered my family, my pack, and I will do everything in my power to ensure their prosperity. Together we can sing the songs of triumph over what has fallen in this realm. You know it just as I do. The road is always mired in steep obstacles. For the longest time, unscrupulous tyrants have plagued our deepest reverence. And I know we can prevail. Look at that seal. That thing branded on your arm by dark magic. Your tattoos reveal the real truth. You have a family, and a human-turned werewolf must have took an entire lifetime to gain proper trust. I honor that. Now you talk of having our manor. What is it you want? Tell us. I'm willing to consider anything at this point. The blood of your kid brings me no pleasure, I assure you. Please, Brother Wolf, tell us.
The door of light.
The portal?
How do you know about the portal?
A shadow of our master. It speaks to us, beckons us forth. We sack villages all over the realm to seek out these doors of light. Must kill everyone to ensure our secrecy. I will surely die for revealing this. I'm just so tired. Generations born with this seal on their babies. We grow up. The shadows step forth and command our power. They provide us with ships, with magic that doesn't smell of our soil. Our fellow wolves reject our scent. We become distant and rise into the sky because the land rejects us now. No wolves shall have our company. We roam the skies, searching for absolution. The shadows say our accursed master shall grant us freedom once all doors of light have been destroyed. I know it's a lie. This symbol means servitude both in life and in eternal death. Your door of light, however, the shadow says this one shall be kept. We are to destroy you, destroy the manor, and hold our position until the master reveals itself. My whole life led up to this moment, and I end it in such disgrace. I can feel my seal burning now. They know. They are always watching. I am just so tired of piracy and dishonor. I can feel my ancestors weeping.
Gargoyle, release the Brother Wolf. We are going to the portal.
Radio.
Cast your eyes to the portal, Brother Wolf. Have you ever seen such beauty? It sings to you, doesn't it? It sings to us all. We have devoted ourselves to learning the secrets of these portals, to learn how to utilize them properly. Up in the endless stars, there lies vast worlds, endless adventures, and endless stories to be told. To step through can lead you to anywhere, even the edge of death itself. We feel the realm was created with such magic. This magic is something that will take so much to learn. And I am certain your cursed master is walking the same path we are. I will be honest with you, Brother Wolf. We do not know all the answers, but you are surrounded by individuals who've traversed those portals and come from places yet unmeasured by modern means. We all have homes, and for now, the realm is our dearest. We wish to make our ancestors proud, just as you do. And even beholding such grandeur has cast danger upon us all. But we know what is at stake. To let these portals fall into the clutches of a single entity would spell disaster. These portals are the gateway to pure definition of freedom. Outside, your pack and fleet prepare to throw their lives to the violent dismay of things that only would prolong the suffering in all of our cause. No matter what happens in this siege, Wolf, we are brothers in mutual obstacle. My wife and love can feel deep into the universe, And if that seal on your arm bears a cosmic wrongdoing, she has no reason to lie. I have spared the souls of your brethren, and I trust you understand that coming from a manor that runs on soul energy, the token of merit that conveys. We wish to leave this siege on good terms, but now I'm beginning to realize there is so much more that must be accomplished first. Your master, the entity that enslaves wolves and talks through shadows, has obviously no regard for your honor. And I, being a child of the realm, know all too well of the illustrious sky wolves. Having watched your sails on the horizon since I was a child, never knowing your true demeanor, it is indeed a shame that we have to meet on the field of battle. But now is the time where we can amend this strife. Your ancestors will never sing the songs of glory and life if they are enslaved to eternal servitude. I speak for my compatriots when I say that we will stand with you against this threat. Stand with us and all that our powers can achieve, and we will sing the songs of the lamentation of the dead. A threnody.
You have no idea of our strife. The combined torture of soul, mind, physical, are more than even we wolves can bear. It has been so long that this seal has burdened us. None know what freedom is. Even the elders of the clans cannot remember a time when the sky wolves were free. You speak bold words, words that are tempting indeed, but they are merely tones on blank pages. You do not think we have not tried to break this curse? Countless times we were promised our freedom, and every time we get pulled back by the invisible leash of a cruel master. We have no choice.
You are being offered a choice. You said that you have tried before but failed. Perhaps it's time you trust someone who might actually have a way to help. You already know the prowess of the epitaphs and this manor. I may even be able to lend a scientific approach to all this as well. I know it sounds empty to you, but at least we are willing to try.
It is not me you have to convince.
Yes, it is your Captain Ulrich, your alpha, that needs convincing.
Yes, but he will not even entertain the notion without proof. He, of all of us, bears the seal, the heaviest. He won't be persuaded.
Sounds like your captain is steadfast in his resolve.
I can understand the Skywolves' reservations in anyone offering help.
Surely there must have been others who have offered to help.
There were. And for their offered help, the captain paid the price in the blood of the pack.
His family?
Our entire pack is what you call a family.
I understand.
When one of us dies, we all feel it. Even more so when the alphas are taken. Though our realm land has forsaken us, her magic still runs through us.
You say the captain needs proof?
Yes.
I need some time to consult my books. I cannot promise much as I do not know the exact nature of the spell, but maybe I can trick it. Manipulation of the enchantment might be feasible.
I see. Remove the symptoms but not the cause. Put this curse into a remission without actually curing it.
Again, I cannot promise much, but if I can at least get something to confirm to the captain that we can inevitably help.
He will have his proof and trust us. Clever.
And what of me?
If I release you with a scroll of ceasefire to take to your captain, what will become of you?
I would be safe for a time.
How long?
He would have to hold counsel to question me about what happened in here. He would smell any lie or misleading statement. I would only be able to allude to the truth for a short time. I could use the ceasefire accord as a means to stall.
Stay here. My love, please start your studies and see what you can find. I will start working on the ceasefire accord. Professor?
Yes, my lord.
We'll need to take your airship to the flagship galleon. You and I have a wolf to talk to.
If I may suggest, rather than taking the Dream Strider, I propose that we take the smaller, more agile Lucid. Also, my project I mentioned is almost complete, and, given some time, could have it up and running. In which case, it could be used to our advantage.
Fine. Let us all convene in the main hallway as quickly as we can. Gargoyles, remove the collar from him and see that he gets whatever he needs to safely return to his pack. Let us all prepare.
Serenity Radio is listening to you.
How long has it been?
A while. When he left the manor, he resumed his wolf form. Just as he got beyond the field, a smaller longboat descended from the main ship and grabbed him. So far, they haven't thrown a corpse overboard, so I can't surmise that he is still alive.
Let's hope so. A lot is riding on what this Captain Ulrich decides. Are you prepared?
Yes. I have the Lucid ready to disembark.
The Lucid?
It's my excursion vessel. A smaller, detachable floating laboratory inside the Dream Strider. Faster and more agile. Typically used for field research. Though it won't stand against their formidable broadside, its maneuverability is second to none. Plus, I have the ether wave ready.
And what is that?
After our foray into the labyrinth of glass, I was stricken with a deep awakening. It came to me in a dream, a flash of light. This ether wave is nothing more than a weapon at this stage. Utilizing the aether surrounding us, it produces a refined ozone of various conduit, like being electrocuted with no means of a circuit. Biological tissue exposed to this would be decimated, but the waveform which it produces, it just feels like another piece of the puzzle falling into place. For now, I have attached a short frequency triggering device to my gadget. Luckily, the flagship galleon rests outside the waterfall from the Dream Strider. If times become their darkest, I will be prepared to blast them, and ourselves, beyond the veil.
I see. We will keep that as our final gambit. If this becomes out of our control, Professor, do not hesitate to take us out of the sky along with those wolves.
Very well.
Something is happening.
There's a ship coming down with 2 wolves on it. One of them has what appears to be a scroll in his claw. They landed just on the other side of the drawbridge and left the scroll.
Shall we see what it says? Gargoyle, please retrieve that scroll. Well, it seems this Ulrich is open to talks.
That's a good sign. I'm impressed you can read the calligraphy of the claw strikes of the werewolves.
I just don't like the idea of being on that ship. It is not friendly ground and we are outnumbered. Pack mentality dictates we'll be surrounded at all times, constantly flanked. But we have to take that risk. He does guarantee us safe passage to the ship.
And once we are there?
Yeah, no mention of that. I hope the lady has come up with something.
It's taken a gamble of enchantment, but what I could deduce from the magic on that seal, this spell should shield them from whatever holds them prisoner. At least it will nullify the psychic barrier holding them captive.
How long do you think it will last?
I don't know. It could last only a moment, it could last the rest of time. The magic in that seal is unlike anything I have ever encountered, but in a strange way it also seems familiar. I can't explain it. We are dealing with something that can destroy portals after all. But there's an old earth magic ritual that I've implemented. Strange how these things come full circle after time. I will begin the ritual once you disembark.
As long as it gives us an advantage of trust, that will be all we need. Professor, are you ready?
Yes. Though our time has always seemed brief, across the universe we have somehow met up time and time again. The cosmic statistics of that are dwarfed by how beautifully poetic that seems. This Threnody. It has always been a song we all share. Every ally we meet brings another note to the grand stellar symphony. If this is the end, and we meet our fate tonight, we will have faced it with a flourishing destiny unbound by death itself.
Professor, it will be as it always has been, and we shall meet again. My love, should your physical form fail to return, know that you will live in my heart forever, and that a part of my soul will be missing until we meet in the next life. I pray it will not be so, but such are the lives of those with so much adventure. I would not wish it to be any other way.
My love, know that ours is more than this world and this life. You and the children are my breath of existence. Know that my love for you is eternal. I shall return to you with my shield or on it. If this goes bad, I have instructed the children what to do, and I wish you to unleash the full power of the manor to enact revenge and clear the skies of these pirates.
Yes, my love.
Let's go, Professor. I don't know if you have had any wartime treaty dealings in your past, Professor.
None in this kind of situation. I was a plague doctor the last war I was part of.
I see. Just know that negotiations can break down in a moment's notice, without any reason. Should that happen, I hope you are prepared to fight your way out.
I have my sidearm. While I am proficient with it, I do prefer a blade.
My apologies. In all this commotion, I forgot to take you to the armory for a blade. But if you prefer, I can have the smithing golem forge one to your exact specifications.
That would indeed be an honor. I've never had a blade made just for me. May I ask you something, my lord?
Please do.
I have noticed that since we emerged from the labyrinth of glass, that you have taken a new blade. That is not the Lamina Sepulchra. I thought that you would have brought it for this excursion, considering the circumstances. but it is a magnificent blade nonetheless.
No, it is not the Lamina Sepulchra. This is my other sword of legend. This is Death Stabber.
Really? The fabled sword that you wielded in your fight with the Reaper. The blade you used to stab Death himself. That is incredible. What does it do?
It's just an ordinary sword now. You know, I found this sword in a junk shop at the Night Bazaar back when I was just starting out as a rogue. Who would have thought that an old blade someone threw out would turn into legend?
When we get back to the manor after this, you must take time to tell me the entire story of you facing the Reaper. That story is known throughout this realm back when I was a blood runner for the vampire. Of course, most tell it that you spit in the Reaper's eye socket and thrashed him at every turn, and then beat him to the point that he begged you for mercy and pity. Some say he even offered you the role of Reaper as a bribe to stop your unyielding assault.
It was nothing like that, I assure you. I don't even know how that story got out in the first place. But I will regale you with that story another time. Just as long as you tell me a story of your past.
Agreed. We're approaching the ship now. Let me circle the deck so we can see if anything looks out of place.
There is enough room on the deck of that ship you could land on it.
That's a good idea. Hold on, we're going to land.